And now they're all wearing cream. If he didn't bring like a big chart with a list of what they all had to wear, when, and on what day, I'll be very surprised. Howdy doody, army. My name is Video Editor. Actually, today it's Video Editor. I almost said comedian, which is my alter ego, but today I'm Video Editor, and I'm sat in my video editing chair, which, if you are thinking about going to video editing, this isn't actually a video editing chair. Don't get any chair like this. Spend your money on something that actually has some kind of back support, something that was designed by a human with a human spine in mind. This wasn't, unfortunately. But yes, I'm a video editor, and I've been reacting to Jungkook's G.C.F. Golden Closet films, and just really enjoying picking on, no, that's the wrong terminology. Poring over, picking over his video skills, which develop very quickly, and obviously being the golden maknae chappy that he is, he's very good at what he does, and better than he should be at the point in the game in which he's in, which is annoying, but that's what golden maknae means after all. And I had a great time reacting to his first two Golden Closet films, which was G.C.F. In Tokyo and G.C.F. in Osaka, and I really pulled that off smoothly, looking like I knew that from memory, but it's just right behind the camera there, the playlist, so gave that away. But yeah, I had a great time reacting to those, and it's really just great seeing the progression of his skills. And I think this video comes about this video comes only about 3 months after his last one, so it'll be interesting to see how he's improved, because he will have in those 3 months. It'll be interesting, infuriating, aggravating, all that stuff. If you're a fan of video editing, if you're a fan of BTS, if you're a fan of G.C.F, if you're a fan of strange, pasty people sat in uncomfortable chairs, subscribe, stick around, let's have some fun together. Let's do this. Alright, so already we've got kind of the nice, he has nice sort of chill EDM music for his videos, which he's not discontinuing so far. Also the minimalist choice, kind of slightly retro, kind of you know, nostalgic colors, sort of vague sort of peachy tinge we have here, and a clean font. And I like the, he's already using the environment, he's already using what he's filmed, he's already playing with, you know, the data he already has, the pixels he already has. If you notice, if you look at this bit here, the transition between the text here, when it switches, has a little flash, but it just blends in so nicely with the sun behind the tree there that you would obviously think that it was the tree that made that glow. It's a really nice, simple effect, you know, and those are often the best.
This isn't real. It's all in my head, I can feel it.
Lovely color palette here. Look at these blues. If you didn't tell these lads to basically all dress up like they were, you know, waiting in line for the auditions at a Gap commercial, then you know, that was a great coincidence, because look at this, got a lovely blue sofa. They're all wearing shades of blue. He's gone even further. He's wearing blue trousers as well. Just full commitment. Surprised, you know, he hasn't got blue hair and blue his house with a blue little window and a blue Corvette. Nope, that's something else, getting ahead of myself. But just lovely color palette here. Color palette is probably something I don't even think about too much. I mean, I tend to edit more than film, but when I do film, it's not something I necessarily think about too much, but it can really just pay off so well. This shot is just so visually pleasing, and I love, you know, look at this, the corner of the couch is almost perfectly in the center here, just slightly off center to give it a bit of character, but it's just a very pleasing shot to look at.
I'm imagining this, can I wake up
RM with the AirPods.
on the street?
Hype Beast 2020.
Fall back to sleep, please.
We cut from, that's Jimin.
For a second, for a minute, can we go?
So this must have been when they filmed the carpool karaoke, which I should do a reaction to. Let me know in the comments if you want to do a reaction to that. I've been told that it might be difficult copyright-wise, but I'll just react to it, and then if I can't do it on my main channel, I'll pop it on Patreon.
For a second, for
And that's him using what looks like a very questionable product that you would either find on a shopping channel or some kind of very back alley sex shop.
a minute, can we go? For a second, for
Again, I love, Jungkook has a really great ear for syncing, which obviously makes sense because, you know, he is a musician, so it kind of, you know, goes hand in hand. But I just look at this here, just dun 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 dun, just perfect syncing, perfectly on the beat, and such a pleasing effect, just sends a nice rush of feeling down your spine, or for me, pretend rush of feeling because I don't really have much of those. But I can tell what he's going for. I remember when I used to edit and I used to get feelings from it. That when I used to sync stuff, I'd be like, "Ooh, yeah." Once again, excellent syncing. Suga, back out again on the beat. And I have a feeling like this is Jin. I'm still trying to learn their names. Those of you who are already subscribed to my channel will know that that's been constant, long battle for me as an ADHD person. And obviously, you know, like my BTS journey involves reacting to them. Like other ARMY might basically have started their journey by kind of watching videos late until like 6 a.m. in the morning and then waking up and then having a quick protein shake and then doing the same thing again. But because I wanted to film my journey on camera for, you know, weird reasons that I can't really explain, you know, I don't have that kind of time to dedicate to it. And I also have a brain that's a bit slippery, like an eel, when it comes to storing facts. But I feel like this is Jin. And if it isn't, let me know, because, you know, this is how I learn. But anyway, I'm loving washed out colors here. I like blue as a theme here. It's interesting. I'd say we'd have a switch here if you look at these two scenes from, again, more of the sort of the washed out sort of kind of faded colors, which I'm used to from Jungkook and his G.C.Fs. And then kind of a transition period here. And then we zoom around the camera, which could be significant. And then suddenly we're into what I would say is much more of a high contrast area. Like this is the kind of visual style I go for. He's still got that cool like background fade. I mean, at this point, this basically comes down to either having lots and lots of time in post processing, which, you know, is just unnecessary, or being like Jungkook and being a swagalicious, swagaloony, sumptuous, sultry sultan who has lots and lots of money, and you can buy one of those like incredibly nice art lenses for about the cost of a house for one lens, pop the house on your camera, and then you get beautiful soft focus on the subject, and everything else is just lovely and washed out and blurred, which is probably what's going on here. But, you know, that's an effect that I can't achieve because I can't afford it, but it looks great. Some gorgeous shots here. There's been a lot of shots of them indoors so far, depending on which part of America you're in. But I'm not going to sound silly here. Like, there's obviously so many places in America to look beautiful, but then obviously some places inside the city look less so. Like, you know, I'm a European, so I'm biased, but I think that most European cities, most cities with basically like strong heritage and culture, cities that have been around for so long that you can feel the history in them, you know, that have like really ancient feeling architecture, they've got more going on for the eye to look at, as far as like art pieces like this especially. And it doesn't mean you can't do an art piece in somewhere like Detroit, for example. It's just a different kind of art you're going for. But so far, his videos attempt to be very pretty, I feel like, so hence why we've got like focusing up on lights, beautiful flowers, not so much on America's like pretty new and sometimes average infrastructure. I feel like what happened here is Jungkook basically woke up in the dead of night before they were supposed to go out to America for the film carpool karaoke or whatever, and he snuck through all their suitcases and took out anything that wasn't blue. That, you know, that's the kind of preparation that went into this. Nice. I like his taste in music too, but that's not what I'm here for, let's face it. But this transition, lovely. Syncing. See if I can pause it right when it switches. It's got a nice little zoom blur, sort of like a whip effect here, and this could just be camera blur. Like if you move a camera fast enough, it'll look like this, or maybe you enhanced it in the editing software. And it shakes, and then we get a zoom in onto RM as well. I like how this video has basically just become a fashion shoot on top of a building, all in blue. I really love his color corrections here. Like, this is almost to the point of being like a Call of Duty montage, you know, like really, like there's a lot of work going on here, a lot of touch up. I mean, he's really accentuated the pinks here and the blues especially, but it's got this really like lovely, like dreamy look. Like it really, I don't know, like, I guess for him, for Jungkook, these G.C.F films really are like a nostalgia piece. They're a snapshot in time. They're, you know, they're very much like commemorate, you know, eulogize almost, like, you know, a sort of like really cool standout period in their lives. And this does that so well. I mean, look at this. Like, it's just so stylized, you know, it's a step up from his other work as well. And now they're all wearing cream. I swear, like, if he didn't bring like a big chart with a list of what they all had to wear, when, and on what day, I'll be very surprised. I'm sure. Oh man, I'm sure RM will be thrilled that he put that shot in. That was a cool transition. This is where you can see where his skills are improving, because in his first video, I was impressed. The transitions were very clean and technically well done, but you know, you could tell they were like very beginner level, like well implemented, absolutely nothing you pick apart from them, but not like, you know, really showing like prowess yet. You know, nothing out of the ordinary. Whereas this, I love this. It's a very aggressive transition. You see that? It's such a, like, it's, you know, it's quite a strong cross shake. I wouldn't be surprised if that was actually done in After Effects or Premiere. Probably After Effects. Probably, like, might even be a plugin. Like, it's a very deliberate, like, kind of like shake blur going on there. Which could also be done with the camera, but either way, like, it's so deliberate that, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, would you think of that, you know, when you were filming, would you think, I'm going to have this drop to the beat of the exact same music and switch it? Probably not. That's why I think it was probably done in post. It was probably done after the fact. But either way, the aggression of that transition just matches the energy of the song and the switch and beat so well. Just look at this. This works so well. This is some really strong color palettes here. I like it. It's a funny deer in the headlights look we have going on here. And it's, again, like, look at this color coordination. Like, you got a nice white background here, white shirts. Like, you can't convince me that Jungkook isn't such like a sort of like, didn't take such a, like a mastermind, almost like serial killer approach to this video and like pre-planned all the locations. And we're like, all right, on day 6, we will be going to the Corrugated Diner in downtown American City. And it's got a kind of silvery vibe. So I want to see some nice whites, some grays, some off-peach shirts, just anything around that palette. Like, it's just, you know, his use of color is amazing. Nice little quick, not even really a transition there, just a nice emphasis of the beat. I feel like I recognize that scene from BTS being extra AF in America. Oh, that's cool. So they're in Vegas and we're seeing... It's got a great sense of flow as well, which again makes sense. He's a musician, Flo, and also a dancer. I mean, Flo is a middle name, let's face it, but great attention to detail here when it comes to the speed. Love that little, like, you know, sped up footage to match the energy of the drop. Very cool. I mean, how am I supposed to not believe they didn't coordinate their wardrobes? Like, look, that's practically the same shirt. This shirt is just that shirt in opposite universe. He's also got a checker thing going on. Like, it's very suspicious. RM is the only odd one out there, I'd say. Man, imagine being able to afford a minibar. It's crazy. I like how it's interesting now. I don't know if it's signifying the end or just the fact that, you know, we've got, obviously we start out, I don't know if these are supposed to be a snapshot of a day or a couple of days, but the start of this video is very, very light. And obviously, as we get towards the show, it's gotten darker. And then later on, after the bright light of the hotel, the indoor lobby, we now got the moon to signify the nighttime again. And the kind of shadowy, purpley look inside. Even this, like, this probably is the darkest scene I've seen so far in G.C.F. that involves food. Just to round off this video, I'm just going to try and have it. I think this might be the first time I've seen all 7 of them lined up, and it's kind of clear. I mean, it's not that clear, it's a bit dark, which is me already making excuses, but I'm going to try and have a go at guessing who they are. So I know that's RM. I'm pretty sure that's Suga. I think that's V, because he looks kind of glamorous, and V is the most glamorous one, I'd say. Pretty sure that's Jimin, because now people will say they don't see it at all, but I think V and Jimin kind of look similar, and now I feel like I recognize Jimin more. And I think, at first I thought this was going to be Jungkook, because he's holding the camera, but actually I think that's Jungkook. I think this is J-Hope, which leaves Jin, maybe. I don't know. I could be I could be completely wrong about all that. But guys, you know, I want to learn. This is part of the process, and this is a great way of doing it. So let me know if I got any of those wrong. Anyway, let's go back a bit because I got caught up on this scene. From an editing perspective, this is really nice. I don't know if any of the other ones have ended this way, but I love how it ends with all 7 of them. And it's such like a behind the scenes that like it's showing them filming themselves with like a lovely selfie stick. And you think it might switch to the view of the selfie stick, but it doesn't. And I like that. I like that stylistic choice. You know, it's a very human moment. Like this really does feel quite intimate. I love the fact that V and Suga are the 2 ones who have got no time for these antics. They are completely just like food, which is probably me, let's face it. If I'm out at a restaurant and there's delicious food involved and someone's got a selfie stick out, I know which one I'm choosing. A very simple little outro. Alright, well that was G.C.F in USA, and it was really, really interesting. I really liked it. I am going to say, though, I think so far it is not my favorite G.C.F. I think G.C.F and Osaka was my favorite G.C.F. I think that was the one where Jungkook really kind of just like, you just saw the development. I think there was almost like a year period between the first G.C.F and G.C.F and Osaka, and I really feel like you saw the development there. And that's not to say that there wasn't any cool stuff in that, because there was loads of cool stuff. Hopefully I broke down some of it for you. But stylistically or whatever, I just really like G.C.S and Osaka. Maybe I'm just biased because the whole thing I was talking about, you know, maybe Japan is more interesting to film than whatever city they were in America. I don't know, you know, if they went to like a national park, maybe it's a different story. And that isn't the whole story. I think I really liked some of the choices Jungkook made last time, like the fact he had like a peach letterbox bar, I think was just really cool. But once again, you know, this is me just ranking 3 things that I really like. This is, you know, not at all to denigrate G.C.F and USA, because I think, you know, there was some really cool stuff in there. He upped his transitions game a little bit. Some of the transitions I pointed out were really good. You still saw his very, very good syncing. His syncing skills are excellent. And the cinematography was just amazing. I mean, I think the color-wise, I think as far as the color palette in some of those shots, that is probably the best so far. But overall, G.C.F and Osaka is still my favorite. But this, I think, is now a close second. But anyway, I hope you really enjoyed my breakdown of it. Hope you enjoyed my perspective on it. I think, like I said, I think we got to see behind the scenes kind of the carpool karaoke filming. So if you want me to react to that, let me know in the comments. And if you're a new viewer, please do subscribe and give that little notification bell a cheeky old tickle so you know when I do new videos, unless you didn't like my video, in which case I would find the opposite of notification bell, the help me button, the make this man go away button if there is one, and click that instead. Don't forget to check out my Patreon and my Discord for more BTS content and a place to hang out with cool BTS fans. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you're just having a lovely time wherever you are, even if you're sat on top of a tree, you know, waiting for the world to end for some reason. And I hope you're just having a great time up there, you know? I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. And remember, if you like my reactions to G.C.F and USA, then please subscribe. You must do as I say. Okay, so it begins.